Hello everyone, I am Melanie from Handmade of Stardust, and today I'm gonna be flipping through this journal that I made for my design team project for Ruby and Pearl SO. I love her digitals, and so I use the printable The Lady in Blue. Mostly I also use some pieces from other ones, but mostly I use A Lady in Blue for this one. I really liked the blue in it, and I made a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna show you these little extra bits that I made because I just kept making stuff, and then the journal was so chunky and I didn't want it to be super chunky like that, so I decided to just have them here apart. There's this little coin envelope that I had coffee dyed, and I just put this super pretty picture of this baby on there. This picture comes in the printable, and in here I'm sorry, in here I just have some tickets and ephemeras so the person that gets this can use. There's this little booklet that I made. I really like this idea with this one. This one comes as a full page, and I printed it 4 to a page, the same as this, to make this little booklet thing. And you can journal in here, put a picture in here, maybe just some little extra journaling space that you can put inside of your journal. This one's a vintage envelope that I glued some. This is a really old letter, the front of a really old antique French letter, I believe it is. I believe it's French. And it was really tattered and fragile, so I glued it onto here. I love it. And in here I just have some more little pieces. There's these 2 labels. I love labels, so I like to include labels in myself, and just some pieces that I had left over from the kit. They're all bagged with different kinds of papers. This one's so beautiful. And this other baby. Hope you can see that. And one of those little pictures from that postcard book. And then this one is also kind of like a booklet that comes. It comes like this, and you cut it out and you can make this booklet. And I stuck on here, I glued another one of those pictures that come in the kit of this little girl on her swing. So precious. And here I just have a bunch of journaling space. So it opens up like that, and you can just journal in all of those spaces. I backed this part with this really pretty paper that comes in the kit also. I love this pattern, it's so pretty. So let's just put this aside and let's get into the journal. So here's the journal. It is more of like a hardcover. I used the composition notebook. Heather has a video of a tutorial for a no-sew journal where she uses a composition notebook, and I kind of took that idea, even though I did sew my signature in. I wanted to make like a simpler junk journal. I always get so carried away, so I wanted to make a simple one, and I did end up making it not so simple a little bit later. But this is like a vintage of paper flower. So pretty, right? I never seen them like this, like actual paper. So that goes there, and then this is some sari of this really pretty blue color. Let's put that there. And I have I hadn't made a paper cover in like years, so this is my first time in a really long time making a cover with just paper, mostly because this is a like a little lace from an antique collar. And this is a wallpaper that I got, and I loved it, and I thought it worked so well with this kit. And on the spine I used this antique French fabric that I received a little bit ago. It came from France. I love it. I love that fabric. So I made these little cards. I also put some of this like dotted fabric that I found a full dress of this, and it's kind of like an ode to Heather because she has in a lot of her journals that fabric. She loves doing that, so that was kind of like a little ode to her. And these are the two cards that they're from the kit, from the printable. I just put some ruffles. This one is so beautiful, so I chose this one to be like the main one on there. And there's some little charms here of this blue bead and a little star. I found these little star charms and I'm putting them on all of my journals now. In a different place, all of my journals will have one little star, you know, for Handmade of Stardust, so that's cute on there. And then I'm gonna take this out, so this opens. Okay, I hope I'm in frame out here. Let me check. Okay, so here we go. This is the inside. I backed it with some of this beautiful paper. The cover, this is a really pretty paper that's in the printable. I just loved it so much, and so I backed the cover with it. So the cover comes out pretty hardcover, which I hadn't done in a while also. So this is a French lace. It came from directly from France, and I made this card with this beautiful paper that's also in the kit. I used up here some more French lace, and this really pretty dotted sari that I got on Etsy. I really love the blue dots on that one. So to open up the journal, this opens up like this. This is some handmade paper from Rose Hill Paper Cottage. And I put this card on here of the lady in blue because that is the name of the printable that I use, and therefore is the name of the journal. So I wanted this to be the first card on there, and I just embellished it a little bit. It's backed with some paper that I dyed. Such a beautiful image. And this flips out like this. This is a paper from the printable also. This is a little blue French label. This is authentic. Yeah, this is authentic vintage French label. I love that. I love labels. And this is a French paper that I put on here to back this paper. This paper is from the printable, and this is a French paper that I had, and I put it on here to back that. This is some coffee dyed paper that I have coffee dyed myself, and this is another beautiful page from the printable. So pretty. It's like a pencil sketch. So this one I backed with this music paper, and I wanted this journal to look tattered and like put together shabby, sort of shabby, yeah. So I wanted papers to be peeking out and getting crinkly as the journals used. So I backed this one with this music paper and left it bigger on top, like on here on purpose, and on top like coming out like this, just folded a little bit just so that it would have that kind of look, that kind of shabby look. I really like that. This is a French like embroidery pattern, I believe it is, and I reinforced the part that was gonna go with the holes in the spine with some some of this sari ribbon because this one has red dots, red polka dots, because it's really fragile and I didn't want it to break. This is another piece, beautiful. I love this one. It's like a painting. This is another piece from that printable, and I have this one in here as a pocket if anyone wants to put, if the person wants to put something in here. So this is an envelope, so, and this is the back of the envelope. I left it like this because it's blue and I thought the blue went pretty well. I really liked it. I just have a French, I believe this is a French postcard, yeah, on here. Really pretty. I got this one from Sarah, a Crafty Paper Base on Instagram. And on this side, I have this vintage playing card with these beautiful flowers. And this is from the French postcards printable, I believe. Is a bunch of antique postcards. So it's a lovely printable, and I backed it with this other paper that's also from the invoices. This one's from the French invoices, and I printed it onto like a beige color paper and I backed it with that. I love this image, so I thought I really wanted to put some of these French postcards in here to go with the lady in blue. So in this side I have this vellum. This vellum is also the pattern is from the kit. It's printed onto vellum, and some of this textile and these shiny things, and I just sewed it on the edge of the page so it flips like this, and you can journal here and whatever and still have this pocket. This beautiful image is from the printable. I love this image. It looks kind of like Art Deco-ish to me, like those Art Deco ladies, that images that there is. And I backed it with this paper, but I really love this one. Isn't she beautiful? If I sound a little weird, it's because I'm sick, so I hope I'm sounding okay to you guys. And I put this textile of the blue just because sometimes I like to do this when I'm sewing on paper and have a little, it's easier when there's textile in the back, so the paper, it looks a little better, the sewing, the stitching on the back. So that's a little tip for you, that I like to do. And this is another page from the printable. Really pretty, like hand drawings with the blue. I backed it with this French paper, and I put this little card on here on top. This card is from the printable, and I poked the hole and just tied it up there. You can take it out and do whatever. I did that in the last journal and I really liked the idea, so I did it in this one too. This is the center page, and this is from another one of her printables. I think is, oh, I forgot what this one is. It's an antique magazine, antique gardening magazine, I believe. And it has these beautiful images of flowers. I backed it with some craft paper from a grocery bag, so that I put that in the center. I love that. And I clipped on here an antique postcard that I have, and this little French tag. I believe this one's French, yeah. I believe that tag is French. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it is, and it has that beautiful French blue to go with the journal. On this side, I just put in this tag that I made with this image that's in the kit. I love this one with the two ladies, the two friends sitting together under a tree. It's so sweet. That one's on there. And I made a little flip on this side with this beautiful antique fabric that I got from France. It's really, I think it's like a tapestry kind of. It's really thick, but you can see that it's really tattered. It's also very damaged and fragile because it's antique, and I love that about it. I really wanted to bring in reds in the journal too, so you'll see that I have reds popping up, sort of like to contrast the all the blue and green in the journal, just to give it a little brightness. And I like that it had the thing at the bottom in French. So I love this fabric, and I just clipped on here another one of those little cards. There's a washi sticker on there, but love this textile. This is a page from a book, and on this page I used her invoices, her French invoice printable, and I printed it onto that beige paper, and I love this page. And in the back of this invoice, this French invoice, I have one of those French postcards from the printable, and this one I embellished a little bit with this blue blue label. I don't know if this one's French, but I know it comes from Europe, and a sticker of some flowers. I love this image. I like the contrast of the dark and the light, and I believe it's a picture of a church. I don't know. And on this side I have my image that inspired me to put the red ones, the little pops of red, because I saw this one and it had that pop of red on her dress, and I thought that was perfect, and because I like the contrast of blue and red, and so I really like this little image. This is a vintage French wrapping paper for presents. Yeah, it's a wrapping paper. So I love this one. I glued it on there. I thought it was perfect for this kid because of the blue with the gold, and the blue looks so bright. I loved it. So there, I put I also wanted to cover the stitching from this pocket. This is a pocket that's in the printable of this painting, and I'm sorry if you're hearing some noise in the background, and I have this picture in here of this really pretty lady sitting with her beautiful hat. It looks like she's thinking. I love this one, and I put a little bit of a blue textile on here, and this corner thing that I got from France, also from Sarah. It's like an aluminum metal little corner thing. I love that. This is a little trim that I have, a vintage trim, and this is the other side of that embroidery paper. This is from a book page that I used to back this paper on this side, the other side of that coffee paper, and in this page I have another one of those invoices that I printed onto this paper, and I glued it down there so it flips out like this, and there's a bunch of space to do journaling and whatnot. And the other side of that blue, beautiful blue paper, oh, I have this little pocket on here. I backed the back with this paper. I thought it was so beautiful, and I wanted to have it in here somewhere, and this is the size. I only had to cut it a little bit, so this is how big it comes on the kit, on the printable. So I thought it was just perfect, and I made this little pocket out of one of those postcards, those French postcards. I just put some back. I have some cut-offs here from other things I made, and I glued them on here and put one of those little labels. This is a French playing card, and this is just a little white vintage white tag, and this is a piece from the kit of this really pretty bird. And so I put this back here because it's a little chunky, so it was hard for the pages to hold it. And that's it. That is my Lady in Blue journal. I hope you guys enjoyed watching these, and as always, thank you so much for watching my videos. And if you're subscribed, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.